Hey subscribers, right, so you can now celebrate because you have now covered all of the laws of arithmetic and order operations.
We did it! We did it! We did it! We did it! Yeah!
Okay, so this video is just going to summarize the laws of arithmetic that we've covered. We haven't covered every single law of arithmetic that there is. There are others that you may learn in the future. These are just going to be the main ones, and also summarize order of operations. So the first thing you learn was about commutativity. And commutativity is when two things swap over. So for example, the commutative law of addition, and there's an example here. So 5 plus 3 is the same as 3 plus 5. And the generalization, so a plus b equals b plus a. So you call this a commutative law of addition because addition is commutative. The second law we looked at was the commutative law of multiplication because multiplication is also commutative. So 5 times 3, which is 15, is going to be the same as 3 times 5, which is also 15. So commutativity applies to both addition and multiplication. It does not work for subtraction or division. So commutativity doesn't work for those two. So it's only addition and multiplication. Some special examples here. You should be aware, for example, that you can have three numbers. So for example, 5 plus 2 plus 3. We can commute the 5 and the 2, for example. That would be 2 plus 5 plus 3, and so on. So commutativity works for addition if it's all addition, and the same goes for multiplication. So 2 times 3 times 4 is the same as 2 times 4 times 3. So we've swapped the 3 and the 4 there, and we can come up with a few other arrangements here, but we're going to get the same answer. So commutativity works for addition and multiplication. It does not work for subtraction. So for example, if we do 5 minus 2 minus 1, that's not the same as, if you see there's a negative 2 there, so negative 2 minus 5 minus 1, or any type of variation. Technically that's a positive 5 there, but we're not going to go into that in this video. Then the next thing we looked at was the distributive law of multiplication, and we looked at two examples of it, and you can see there's a slight difference between the way these are written. You've got a multiplication sign in the middle here between the bracket and the letter. We can actually get away without writing that multiplication sign. So we can actually write this as a brackets b plus c and a brackets b minus c. So we're going to write it like this now. So it's just something to get used to in terms of the notation. And I'll give you an example here. A brackets b plus c, as we can see there, is going to be a times b, and we can write that as AB, plus A times C, which is AC. And this is just a slightly longer way of writing that. So the other thing we have to look at is what happens if there's a negative sign in the middle. Well, that becomes A brackets B minus C, which then expands to A times B, which is the same as before, AB, and then A times negative C, which is minus AC. So this is the distributive law because we are distributing the A. The A is being distributed to everything inside the bracket. So you can see we're multiplying these things out. Okay, so examples and practice on that, you need to go back to the video on the playlist with some examples for you. We also looked at the property of subtraction. So we know that A minus B minus C is the same as A minus and then B plus C added together, and some really nice examples on that video if you need to recap it for yourself. So we can, for example, say 10 minus 3 minus 1 is the same as 10 minus 3 plus 1 in brackets. And either way we're going to get the same answer, so this will be 7 minus 1, which is 6, or this would be 10 minus 4, which is obviously also 6. The next thing we looked at was the property of division. So from here you can see a divided by b divided by c is the same as a divided by b times c. B and c cannot be 0 because you cannot divide by 0. You can't divide any number by 0. And some examples of this are in the video on the property of division, so you can just go back on the playlist to look at those. What else we looked at was order of operations. So if you pause the video and have a go and see if you can fill out what goes in each of these layers that help you remember the order of operations. Pause the video and have a go, and then I'm going to show you what the answers are here. Okay, so here come the answers. You can see you've got addition and subtraction, equally important. Whatever comes first, you do first. Division and multiplication, working from left to right, whatever comes first in your question. And then we've got powers, so things like squares. So for example, 2 squared, 4 cubed, and so on. And square roots, the square root of 16, which is 4, just as an example, or the square root of 20, stuff like this you might come across in the future. And then obviously you've got brackets on the top. Okay, so here's just a really quick example of why working from left to right is important. So in both of these questions, the numbers are in the same order, but then you've got one of them has subtraction first, one of them has addition first. So this is how you would do this question. We're going to go from left to right. So it's not the case that addition always comes first. It's whatever comes first in the question, either addition or subtraction. So in this case, we're going to do 20 minus 4, which is 16, and then we're going to add 5. So that is going to give you 21. And then here, we're going to do 20 plus 4, which is 24, minus 5, and that's going to give you a different answer. 24 minus 5 is going to give you 19. Okay, so that's a quick summary of what we've reviewed. There's one practice exercise. Here it is on this page. You can pause the video and have a go with these questions just to check your order of operations. But if you want to practice laws of arithmetic, you need to go back to the earlier videos in the playlist. I'm going to put the answers up to these questions in a second. Remember, showing you're working out is what's going to get you method marks, so you make sure how you got the answers is shown really clearly. So here come the answers in 3, 2, 1. There are the answers. I hope you found this video useful. I hope you found the playlist useful. That is laws of arithmetic and order of operations done. Make sure to subscribe, hit the like, smash the like button, and I'll see you in another video.
Oh.